Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be showcasing some battles from the one and only Doonebug. At this point, he's a regular showcase here on the channel. You can catch him on Twitch TV slash Doonebug93. Let me just make sure that. Give me like 7 seconds. I'm just going to... Doonebug97. Okay. It'll be in the description below as well. So let me put that in there. All right. The team's actually going to be two teams that he kept switching in and out of because he streams almost all of his battles. He's at 33, 31, and I believe he got as high as 6th on the leaderboard with this, I guess, set of teams. So, yeah, I just wanted to showcase them. Mainly the lines are... Well, the main line we're going to look at today is going to be the Ferrothorn in the lead with Spark, not Shock, Lanturn in the back with Mantine as well in the back. So Mantine kind of the finisher slash find a good matchup for them. And then Lanturn and Ferrothorn, you saw in my last video, the team that I'm kind of using, but in the reverse, having those two Mon as well. They're just two of the best Mons in this league. So if you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. We're going to go ahead and get into these battles pretty fast. Again, sometimes the team does change because since he's so high, he can get easily sniped. And what that means is someone very high on the leaderboard could be like, oh, I see Doone streaming. Here's the team he's using. I'm going to go in with this. So right before he goes into games, he turns off his screen and he'll switch between whatever teams he prefers. So he used this one team the most, which is why I want to showcase it. But there are other teams in here with Escavalier as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Ferrothorn against Escavalier, obviously this is a pretty bad lead, but we do have Mantine as the hard answer to the Escavalier, so we're going to come in with a soft answer here with Lanturn. Unfortunately, it does have super effective drill run against the Lanturn, so that's not great, but we were able to CMP, which means we did not get the one-turn swap in, which is actually really good for us. Clock is delayed a pretty decent amount. Could go for a Thunderbolt here, then basically once they throw their Thunderbolt, Ferrothorn probably will be back up. You can see here on the right side about 15 seconds away now, probably about 12 now. This is not going to KO us, and we should be able to switch into that Ferrothorn here if he wants to. Okay, goes for the catch, even better, to be honest. And we have to remember they're locked behind probably 20 seconds, and at this point 8 of that is gone. So they're about 12 seconds away from their own switch. So 3, 6, 9. So this was going to be 6 seconds here, and their switch is going to be back up. They're just going to come back in with the Escavalier. We're probably going to be able to get to the Thunder, unless they throw a move, which honestly we're going to be perfectly fine with. We do have to remember they are not locked in, and we will be locked into this next matchup, so probably worth waiting the clock out here and then coming in with Mantine. They're pretty low on energy here. They do end up having Jellicent, which is... this is an interesting matchup, to be honest. If they do go for a straight Shadow Ball, they're going to have better odds, but we do have a lot more energy as well, and we do have the ability to catch with our own Lanturn as well. They are going to be looking for that catch coming up here soon. They might go for one more and then throw. They end up going for the 0. Basically, go for bad timing, but make sure that they do lock in the Mantine in this matchup. Now, we get to go for good timing here. One Shadow Ball also not going to be able to KO us. So, going to get the shield here. And then they went for the 0 turn last time. Great predict here by Doonebug to know that they're going to go for the 0 turn again this time. So, Mantine coming in clutch here. Probably going to be able to get the farm down. Does not get the farm down, but they're going to go for the Water Pulse here against the Escavalier. It does more damage. More energy efficient and higher damage just in general. Are we going to be in surf range here? Maybe if they have Mega Horn, but they have Aerial Ace, so no, not even going to be close, so GG. All right, here's that other team I was talking about. Just wanted to show you the other team as well, but we're going to be mainly focusing on the Ferrothorn team, but did want to show this other team that he was using, but I think the Ferrothorn Lanturn team has more success. Maybe I'm biased because I'm also using Ferrothorn and Lanturn, but that's the way I see it, so... They're going to come in with their Lanturn. Obviously, they have the lead in the front, and now they have a great matchup here in the back, but we did have a lot of energy here coming in, and 2 Shadow Balls is going to be enough to KO Lanturn. Going to be able to get that shield back here. Probably going to let this next one go. Oh, actually going to go down to 0 shields. Zero Shields is actually pretty good with Escavalier, so that makes a lot of sense. Could even go for like a catch here, or even just a hard swap back into the Escavalier. A Thunderbolt not going to be enough to KO. Going to get a little bit of energy gain here. Maybe they'll end up switching as well, which will be great for the Lanturn in a general sense. Going to be able to probably not going to be able to farm down Mantine. I guess if we get to another Aerial Ace, it'll be pretty close. And we do win CMP. Oh, they end up trying to let us do a lot of damage to it. We end up going for an Aerial Ace, probably going to go for the back-to-back. So unfortunate for them. I don't know if they miscounted, but we did get to 2 Aerial Aces. Going to be able to take out this Mantine for free. I guess we'll see what they end up having in the back. I have a feeling that Lanturn not going to be very good. Yeah, ends up being a Ferrothorn here in the back. I guess you're going to try to catch on... Oof. That was some Niantic delay there, but probably going to be a tough game anyways. They end up... Lanturn into Ferrothorn, obviously not very good. They end up coming in with a Poliwrath. We have that hard answer in Mantine. Again, if you have a place to put Mantine in, definitely put it in there. So Poliwrath, obviously, as hard counter as it comes against with the Mantine. So yeah, going to be able to basically farm this down. Going to get Icy Winded again, but the big farm down here is going to be pretty nice. Also end up lowering our HP even more so that they can't really farm too much. Going to do the same thing that our last opponent did. Going to take a lot of extra damage here. Probably going to live in Icy Wind here. So really good time. Really good moves here from the one and only Doonebug. Yeah, they're going to get basically no farm here. We're going to come right in with this. They're going to have something in the back. Okay, it does end up being a Ferrothorn. We do have an energy lead on this. We could end up throwing away Lanturn if we want to, or we can just go to the straight 2 shields here. At some point, they probably will try to catch on their own Lanturn after some number of shields. Technically, this is the strongest move left if it is Thunder, so going to go for that shield here. But we're in the prime position here. We are ahead on energy, so we get to dictate when the moves get thrown at each other. And yeah, they're going to end up getting pretty low here. I think we could have just shielded this move, but all right. Going to take the Thunder here. Probably going to save the shield maybe for Lanturn. Okay, they're probably going to end up shielding this anyways, but I think it was a predict that they were going to go into the Lanturn matchup here. But going to be able to throw another one of these, and even though it is double resisted, they are probably going to end up shielding because this matchup is just going to be so bad for the Lanturn. Although, well, yeah. Oh, they're actually just going to go all in on Lanturn here. Interesting. Coming in with our own Lanturn now. Could go for... Oh, was this 7 or 8? I guess it was 8. They have Thunderbolt. All right. Question is, are we going to get shields back? I don't know. This is actually a lot closer than it seems. We can definitely take another Thunderbolt here on Lanturn. So maybe going to save this shield for another... Well, no. I think we do have to shield here. Oh, he thinks they're going to bait, I think. They don't go for the bait. We go for the surf. They definitely have to shield this. Switch is not up for us, or is it? No. So now we have to go for the double Power Whip, which we probably will make. It depends on... Ferrothorn does win CMP, I believe. So going to be able to get this one off and then CMP on the next one. That's going to be GG. Wow, what a crazy game. It actually seemed like we were super far ahead, but not really. They end up trying to go for, I guess, for the farm down there just in case. But just barely survive. And the clock is 1 second away from ending as well. Tough. Quagsire into Mantine there. Oh, did I not? All right. This matchup's weird. It's definitely Jellicent. It's definitely Golisopod favored. You definitely need to go for the Thunder. I guess you can. It is pretty squishy. I guess you can go for just the Power Whip if you want to, which Doone ended up going for. I guess they're going to basically shield anything. It's just so squishy. But you see the X scissors really build up. We end up coming in with our own Lanturn. They're down shields. They end up showing the Ferrothorn here. The problem is what's going to be in the back. So they're going to be pretty bad against Lanturn, so they want to be strong against Lanturn here. I'm so sorry. Excuse me. It is late. Yeah. Where are we at? Okay, I guess we're just going to go for the Thunderbolt here, do as much damage as we can. They're probably not going to shield. It doesn't KO from here, but it is going to do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, I guess we're coming in Ferrothorn. I don't know. It could be a Quagsire in the back. It could be Escavalier. I guess I'm more prone to think it's Escavalier, which means that we're going to be pretty good with the Mantine, hopefully, here in the back. Going to go for the Thunder here. Power Whip, not enough to KO from here. We do go up to 100 energy before doing that, though, so going to have a big energy advantage here. They end up coming back in with the Gliscopod. We don't get the move off. Probably going to have to save the shield here. Although it is interesting because Gliscopod is pretty bad against Mantine. You would not think Escavalier is going to be in the back, so it could be like Quagsire, which would be kind of neutral. Oh, no, it's just Lanturn. That's GG. All right, Ferrothorn here in the lead. I guess you're fine seeing it here in the lead rather than in the back. Obviously, you don't want to see it at all against Lanturn, and it's pretty good against Mantine as well. Having that Thunder being double super effective against the Flying Water type is going to be pretty good for our opponent here. So obviously, we know what our backline is. They don't necessarily know what the backline is, though DOONE's been using this team, so it makes a lot of sense that they maybe would, because he's probably fought these people for the last 3 or 4 days at the least. So yeah, they're both just playing this out, probably going to go all the way down to whatever, and then I would assume we want to go for the loss in this matchup if possible, and then go for farm down with Mantine, giving us enough energy. But it could be it definitely probably is Lanturn in the back, which is going to be bad for us. But going to go for the double Power Whip here and win CMP. Pretty nice. So going to dictate switch here if we want it, which we probably do, considering we have Mantine here, and we're going to come in Mantine. I believe they're probably going to have Lanturn. Maybe? No? Don't have to shield this. Worst thing it can be is Icy Wind, which really doesn't do that much. So ends up being a Jellicent. It's not GG because this is going to go straight to the 2 shields, so could go for a catch here in the end. Stays in against the Poliwrath. That is interesting. I guess going to try to get a shield here and then maybe swap to Mantine. Yeah, okay. That makes a lot of sense. They throw this energy kind of away. We have a shield advantage, and they're throwing a little bit of their energy. Actually, a lot of their energy, even though it's going to be an Icy Wind, which is going to be pretty bad for us. They end up having a Mantine here in the back. Yeah, I guess we're just going to throw our Aerial Aces and then go into that Lanturn matchup. I guess it's Ferrothorn in the very back. That makes the most sense to me. We're obviously Icy Winded, so we're never going to win this matchup. They're probably going to go for... I think I would go for 10 wing attacks here and have the double Aerial Ace. They've already got 2. Can they actually even farm down? It is possible they could go for the farm down here. I guess we'll see. They'll go 4 and then see if that's enough to KO. But we end up having the Lanturn, obviously not going to be taking very much damage from these moves. So again, depleting their energy for really minuscule gains on their part. They do get to come in with a Ferrothorn, but we do get to know that it is a Ferrothorn, and now we can play sort of around it. We do have 2 shields, probably going to end up actually using both shields here, I would believe. Yeah, I think we are going to use both shields here. I think I said in the last video, it's not that scary. I mean, up resources, it's not that scary for Lanturn to be against Ferrothorn. You end up doing basically the same amount of damage that Ferrothorn would do to itself, or in the mirror match rather. So it's pretty nice to be in this situation. Did try to catch, unfortunately the clock did not come up in time. Did go for the 2 shield, makes a lot of sense. Great catch here, just going to be throwing away this Mantine. Probably going to come back in with the Lanturn, to be honest. I think I would do that. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. They do have the Poliwrath here, so we do go for the bait. We don't want them to shield and really be screwed in the other matchup. Gonna go for the CMP, unlucky for us, I guess. How much energy did we have on the Ferrothorn before switching? I think we have 0, so probably gonna get fasted. Yeah, just going to get KO'd here. Unfortunate. Played really well through this matchup, but too many bad situations there. All right, Magnezone against Ferrothorn. Pretty good matchup, obviously, for Ferrothorn. The only thing is that the Magnezone does resist everything, so it is pretty good for the Magnezone as well. Could go for a Wild Charge here for almost no... Really wouldn't have cost that much to go for the get that Niantic lag. Oh, don't get the Excellent because of that. Pretty unfortunate, but gonna get the shield here anyways. It wasn't like we were gonna KO with that move. Probably they're going to shield. I imagine they want to gain a lot of energy through this matchup. They end up coming in with the Lanturn. This is definitely going to be a wild charge, and then a dip to like... Well, I don't know what it's going to be, actually. They end up going for another bait. What's wrong with this person? This is almost assuredly a wild charge. I think I would probably shield those. It's so obvious at this point. You just... Oh, wow. It's got to be Mantine in the back. This is so bad for our opponent. So good for us, to be honest. I mean, you don't get KO'd here, but I would have maybe thought about shielding and farming all the way down. But I guess we get the farm down anyways. If they do come back in, they're going with Magnezone. We're gonna get a shield back for sure. They end up coming with a Poliwrath. We definitely have to let this just go down naturally, because if we switch to Mantine here, it's gonna be super scary. Yeah, so let them have their energy. It's not gonna do too much. We come in with the Mantine. If they ever switch, we switch, and that's GG. Ferrothorn and the Ferrothorn. You see these matchups all the time, every day in Fossil Cup. And yes, this time I remembered it's Fossil Cup and not Jungle Cup. I've been looking at too many Pokemon cards, if I'm being honest, seeing all the Fossil and Jungle symbols. But yeah, this matchup's going to take forever. Thunder, the best move you can have in this matchup, so going to be resisted on both sides. And yeah, not a lot I need to say here, I guess. All right, well, we are 8 seconds away, 3, 6, 9, 12, 6 seconds away from seeing if anyone wants to shield. And Dunebug has done this quite a few times, so it looks like the right thing to do is to go for the double Thunder and then double Power Whip. Makes a lot of sense because the second Power Whip does KO, whereas the Thunder doesn't KO. Well, it's close to KOing from here, but they also go for the Power Whip. It's just going to be a CMP. Dunebug has one CMP twice from what I've seen here, so probably using a higher IV Ferrothorn than you would think. And then there's a Poliwrath. We're going to throw Mantine into this and then hope that the back matchup's a neutral one. It is Lanturn into Lanturn. We don't care too much. Just going to probably go straight Thunderbolt. Bates. What a monster. Oh. Yeah, we're probably shielding, right? This was CMP. Oh, ooh, they both baited each other. All right. I doubt any more baits are going to happen, to be honest. Just going to go for the damage as we can here. Probably the first bait means we're probably not going to bait on the second one, but we'll see. Could shield this pretty safely. At this point, we're going to have to look for swaps. They could definitely catch. Technically, a Thunderbolt doesn't KO, so we shouldn't be too hasty. Just let this hit us for whatever. Although this feels like a Surf, but... it is a Thunderbolt, okay. And then can go for the wait. Waits a turn. Makes sense. Sees the spark come through and then throws, dealing as much damage as we can to this before... I guess they're going to end up throwing the Surf, if I'm being honest. Do save the move, and they do go into Poliwrath, and that's going to be GG. I think they either left or they have a one-turn delay. Yeah, they did leave. All right. And that's going to be GG. Obviously, really good team here, played by a really good player. Like I said, he got as high as rank 6. He's currently at 3,331, which I believe is enough for rank 23 on the leaderboard right now. Dunebug, one of the best. I know we've showcased him a ton in this channel. Definitely catch his streams. I believe he is not going to be streaming that much coming up because Worlds is coming up next week, and so probably he's going to end up traveling to Hawaii for that, and probably going to be traveling pretty soon. So yeah, maybe no more Dune streams, but definitely check out his streams after he comes back from Worlds. Maybe he'll be world champ. We don't know. He definitely is one of the favorites. So if you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and definitely don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.